Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of 10K Dollar Day. Today, we're talking about communists, fondue, and coconuts.
I got coconuttin', honey.
Here we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of 10K Dollar Day. This is the comedy podcast about imaginary luxury travel. I'm Allison Burns.
I'm Lulu Picard.
And welcome to episode 273. That's right. We're so excited you're here. If it's your first time, let me give you a little rundown about what we're about to do. So, we've got a magic word from one of our listeners. By the way, if you want to submit a word, it's super easy. Go to 10kdollarday.com and click submit the word. And then that's all you do. You just record your voice. So easy. And then you'll get an episode like this. So, we take that magic word, and one of us is going to spend 10,000 imaginary dollars in our head in one place in the world, all because we were inspired by that word. And then we have a couple other segments. You're going to hear about it. It's lots of fun. So stick around, enjoy, grab a closest drink, fold your laundry, whatever you want to do. There you go. So we're so excited that you're here. Before we get into our obsessions and our wish list, two of those segments I talked about, we're going to hear about some news with Lou.
Bum, 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 bum. First of all, if you really want news with Lou, you should join us at the Daily Happy, which
True.
is where we actually talk about news stories. So this news with Lou is really just news about us. So anyway, I'm in Des Moines this week. Des Moines.
Des
And
Moines.
but I wanted to talk about the theater I was in Chicago because so Allison, there were like if you look out from the stage, you have
Yeah.
the part on the bottom, which we call the orchestra, right? Like where you would sit on the bottom level. And then
Yeah.
there are all the balconies, and there were 3 balconies at the
Okay.
theater in Chicago. It was really tall with like a wedding cake, right?
Oh, okay.
But so if you can imagine those 3 balconies, the middle balcony stuck out farther
Okay.
than the balcony beneath it.
Oh, interesting.
Right. Interesting. Why was it built? If you had to guess any reason why a middle balcony would stick out over the roof of the
Lower
other, right,
balcony.
right, right, what would it be?
I would have to say it would have to be because of sound. The sound quality of the room. I mean, that's purely a
Sure.
guess.
Okay. That's such a great answer. It's completely wrong.
Okay.
And I love that that was your answer because it means you didn't think this way, kind of. But it's for segregation.
What?
Oh, yeah, baby. It was so that the people on the bottom couldn't even see the people on the top and could pretend they weren't even there.
Oh, that's insane. Wait, so the people on the top, they wouldn't even know who was below them,
Other way around.
literally.
Other way around. Because
Oh,
the
okay.
right,
The
because
people
the
on the
the
bottom.
black patrons were allowed to be on the top, right? Because it's farther from the stage. But then they
Okay.
were built farther out so that you could not look up and see the people in the balcony.
Ew.
Gross.
What is wrong with people?
Well, I brought this up to one of the other people in the cast, and she was saying that there was a Broadway theater. It's the one that Ain't No Mo was playing in, and I don't remember which theater it is. And they have a separate audience entrance door that very recently was like painted over, but it was definitely for a segregated audience. So now that I'm going into all these theaters and I'm really aware of it, um,
Yeah.
it's everywhere and it's gross.
How did you find that out?
Well, at first, one of the stagehands we travel with told me. She was like, "Oh, did you know this trivia? Did you notice that the mezzanine is so far out?" And I was like, "No." So I was, doing the show and looking at the mezzanine. And I was like, "That's messed up." So I did look it up. There's an article on Wikipedia that's going to be in the
Wow.
show notes for everyone to read if you want to see it. And it's yeah, right? Like I've been in all these beautiful theaters and you get really into the details. You're like, "Oh, that mosaic was brought over by Para. Oh, wow. Oh,
Sure.
the cherubs were modeled after a 16th century villa. That's amazing." And then you're like, "Oh, and also segregation."
Yeah, I would have never even that was, like, the last thing.
I know, and
Not even, it wasn't even a thing in my brain.
I know, and we're
Yeah.
doing a show that has a lot of racial themes in it,
Sure.
and at the end, I mean, no spoilers, y'all, it's 1776, right? So at the end, Ben Franklin, we all look out at the audience at a very specific place at the end, and Ben Franklin says, "What are we, demigods? We're men,"
Right.
whatever. And we're about to scratch out the slavery clause in the Declaration of Independence, which it did exist. We almost banned slavery in 1776, and then we just didn't. And then look.
Yeah.
And then I look out. So we're recording this in Chicago, everyone. So this is what I'll do tonight. I look out during that part and I can see that stupid mezzanine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oof, if we didn't scratch this clause out, people could
Yeah.
gather in this theater. It's like
I know.
heavy and gross. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's my news. It's weird
Oh,
news, but
it was heavy news with Lou.
but it's
No, but
all you
it's
have
good.
to know why.
It is, and it's, I don't know, I feel like it kind of keeps you in check.
Yeah, you have to know why. Like literally we're walking around even now, like I look out and I would say 80% of the audience is white faces, right?
Sure.
And
Yeah.
you're like, well, that's because so many more white people can afford to go to the theater
Right.
or
Yeah.
are culturally encouraged to go to the theater too, right? So, like, there's a lot that goes on there. But when you're doing a play that's literally about it and you're looking at the segregated
Right.
balcony, and then you're like looking down, you're like, I don't know what to think right now. Like, there's a lot
Yeah.
happening in
Yeah.
my brain.
It's crazy.
Anyway, everyone, as you can tell, my therapist canceled on me this week, and so I'm getting it all out here on the podcast.
Can you imagine if every time your therapist canceled, you're like, "So we're just gonna do it here."
I know they'll be like, "Oh, it's another 2-hour episode of $10K Day. Must need to talk." All right.
Oh.
Anyhow, go on.
All right, well, let's keep talking, but now we're gonna switch over to obsession. So, I'm gonna talk about my obsession. I talked about wanting this at one point. I think I talked about getting it at one point, and now not to be dramatic, but
Uh-oh.
I can't imagine my life without it now. So, I just wanna touch on it, and it
Wait,
is the Ember mug that I have that keeps my coffee hot.
hasn't this been your obsession already?
No, I think it was my wish list, and then I told the story about how the people stole it, and
But
then
I've seen it.
oh, I use it every single day, so
No,
it's
I
always
mean,
in
you've
all of
told
our
us this whole
videos.
story, like, you stole Chris's, and then, like and then he got you yours because you kept using Chris's, and you kept filling it at the end, and then it was on the nightstand, and then it was always, like
I guess I did tell you everything.
You really love it, though.
Listen, and I think that that should show you guys, like, if I forget it was my session and obsession and have to re-talk about it, like, it's because I don't think in my entire life, especially when I was, like, had little babies, that I ever had a hot cup of coffee because I'm the person, it takes it
Ah.
2 hours. But I will say my new hack, this is for all the Ember lovers out there. So at night, I make, like, a hot toddy, right? Here's what you do though, because the Ember mug only stays warm for 90 minutes, okay? And I will keep it that whole 90 minutes. Here's what you do if you're making tea. Don't pour the hot tea that's steeping into the Ember mug because you're wasting time before you drink
Oh.
it.
Oh-ho,
So you
oh-ho.
pour the tea with the tea bag into a regular mug, you steep it, cover it, do the 5 to 15 minutes, whatever the tea bag's doing, mix the whiskey in there, and then transfer it to the Ember mug once you're ready to consume it, because that way you're not wasting 5 to 15 minutes of it steeping before you can actually drink it.
That's how long you steep your tea?
Depends on the tea bag.
15 minutes?
Yeah. I have a sleepy time tea that's a 15-minute steep.
I've never in my life seen a tea steep that much. And
Really?
I've been to tea ceremonies in
No, I know,
China.
you're like a tea person.
Yeah, that seems to me like it would be so bitter.
I'll have to pull it out of the pantry and tell you what kind it is. I don't
Okay.
know.
I'm just
Yeah.
curious. Tell me, like,
You know
because
me, I read directions.
I know, and I am not an expert. So between the 2 of us, I fully believe that there's a 15-minute tea. I just haven't come across it yet.
All right, what's your obsession?
My obsession is gonna make your 90s dreams come true.
Mm.
So, the slight backstory is that I have been on a search to repair my hair and keep it
Oh,
nice because,
yes.
for 8 months, I curled it 8 shows a week.
Right.
I no
Heat.
longer have to curl it, which is great because I was like, "Hey, you're not paying me this extra hour every show." They were like, "Cool, let's not curl your hair." I was like, "Okay, cool." But they have been very great. They've purchased me a lot of very fancy things to fix my hair, which is
Okay,
amazing.
love it.
But I purchased something that cost me under $5 that will make everybody's hair so great. And I just need to remind everybody about the Aussie 3-minute miracle.
Oh, okay, tell me about it.
Wait, have you never used the
No,
Aussie 3? Do you know what I'm talking about?
no.
Oh, well, color me surprised. I thought everybody knew about this. So great. Let's
Yeah,
talk
no.
about it. It's in Target. It's in the pharmacies. It's very cheap. It
Okay.
is definitely under $7 if not under 5.
I mean, that's good.
It's it's just a deep conditioner. I use it like a hair mask and I also use
Okay.
it as like a regular conditioner and I'm telling you 3 to 4 people a week will tell me your hair's looking really great.
Really? That's
I
awesome.
am and I have lots of other expensive fun things to put in my hair because you know I love a beauty
Right. Yeah,
product.
yeah.
But this is the bee's knees.
That's exciting.
The
I can't
only
wait to read
thing
the newsletter and see the link.
cool, so I'll make sure to put a link. There's no link. Actually, I looked it up. There's no link because it's literally just at Target and and like pharmacies. This
Oh,
is
really?
so not a new no, this is what all the girls in my middle school smelled like. That's why to me, I was like, "Oh, you'll remember this." But I guess it was just like my middle school, all the girls used Aussie stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, so say the name again one more time so I can, like, take a note then.
So I mean, I'll put the name of it in the newsletter. There just won't be
Oh,
a
okay,
link.
okay.
But
Okay, great, great, great.
it's called Aussie. The brand is like Aussie, like Australian,
Got it.
AUSSIE, and the product is 3-minute miracle deep conditioner.
Yes.
It's
That's cool.
great.
That's exciting. All right, time for wish list.
Okay.
Okay, this wish list is gonna surprise you,
Oh, okay.
but I saw it and I was like, "I want this," because you know I'm not a cook at all,
Yeah, I think we know.
but I do enjoy, like, kitchen accoutrement,
Like a gadget?
like, if it's a cool thing, like a gadget or a chef's vision masterpiece knife set. Wait till you hear this, you're gonna love it, because all of the knives have like, the handles are all super bright colors, but then the actual knife, like, metal part are famous paintings.
What?
Like yeah,
On
like the
the
swirly
blade?
sky.
On the blade?
Yeah,
That's Starry
yeah,
Night by Van Gogh.
yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
There's that one, there's the Scream
By Edward Munch.
one.
Yeah, yeah.
There's, the one with the hands touching the gods,
Oh,
the
from the
angels.
Creation of Man one? From
Yeah,
the what's it called? Sistine Chapel?
yeah, and then
Okay.
there's the one that's, like, watercolor and they're walking under the umbrella.
Watercolor Walking Under an Umbrella. Ooh, that one I don't
Yeah,
know.
and then there's the one
Oh,
of the young
it could be
lady.
Renoir. I like this
Okay.
game though. Keep going.
Then there's one with the young lady that has the blue, like, wrap on her head and
Is
the
she
very
looking
red lips.
slightly over to the side?
Yes.
Does she have a pearl earring on?
Yes.
Winning. Go on.
Okay, and then the last one is, like, a cliffside, and, it's very, like, it's I don't know, watercolor's not the right word, but because it's very kind of, like, patchy
Like
looking.
impressionist? Like,
Impressionist, yes,
yeah, 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 yeah,
and it
yeah.
it looks like the water, and then a cliffside, and then tiny, tiny little boats, and then, like, orange and red, like,
Oh,
flowers.
that also sounds a little bit Renoir to me. Hey, everyone, tune in for our next podcast where Allison just describes masterpieces, and I guess which is what we subjected you to for about 3 minutes.
But they're really cool. And I was like, I want those just to like
Wait,
have.
these are like imprinted or etched on the metal of the knife?
Yeah.
Are the knives actually good knives?
Well, they have 4.8 out of 5 stars.
All right, but until I see an ad at night where you like toss up a lead pipe and it goes phew like Fruit Ninja, I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't know. I hear they're really nice and it says they like are great.
I love knives,
Yeah.
like good knives.
Yeah, I think I want them a lot.
Are they
Isn't that
expensive?
cool? No, $59 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
It's a 6-piece. I could have just read that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, not 5.
Well, is the sixth
It's
piece
just
the block?
no, it's 6. I
Oh,
counted wrong.
okay. Okay, never
Like, they're
mind.
literally in front of me.
Ah,
Oh. Alright, what's your wish list?
okay. Wh what I wrote down last night
Uh-oh.
after finding out that we had to record in like 6 hours, and apparently this
Yeah.
was the last thing I filled in on my little template. Because all I wrote down were 4 words, and it says, "Magic shoe travel ways."
Magic
Magic
shoe
travel ways.
travel ways.
And I think what that means. Oh, what do you think it means? Because I think I know what
Okay,
it means. Uh-huh,
good.
go
This
ahead.
is a fun game. Okay,
Okay.
so I think it means that you wish you had magic shoes that would just take you where you needed to go instead of like instant shoes, instead of
Like
walking,
teleportation
like
shoes.
teleportation shoes.
Okay, first of all, that would be great. Could you imagine if you were like on the bottom of Mount Everest and you were like, "See you there."
I got my magic shoes, guys.
You're like, "Selfie at the top.
That's
Bye."
so funny.
Uh Okay, so truth, yes, sure.
Yeah.
I wish for those. And then the second thing I wish for, I think what this means is I want a magic way to travel my shoes.
Oh, because you want to have more options of shoes where you are.
Shoes are so hard to pack.
Yeah, and they're heavy. Well, not
They
all of them, but a lot of them.
they take up so much room and they're inefficient in the room they take up.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like they don't play well with other things
Yeah.
in your suitcase.
Yeah.
So I A would like more shoes and then B I would like to figure out how to carry my shoes if I got more shoes. That's
Yeah.
all.
Like
It's just a woman and her shoes. It's my wish list.
yeah, I get it. Totally.
Yeah. And heels are the hardest to travel
Oh, yeah,
because
absolutely.
their shape is insane. And you're
Yeah.
like, where do I tuck this heel? What do I
Yeah.
do with this random LJ shape thing?
Yeah.
Help us out, travel people.
I'm sure there's gotta be some hack.
I should go into travel design, like, after my career is over. I would
You
be so
should.
good at I'd be like, "Listen, how do you get 5 heels in your suitcase? I gotcha."
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
that's a good
saw
idea.
a thing on Instagram called Pact, I think it's called Pact, and this woman created, self prepaid, self-addressed, like really strong envelopes
Yeah.
so that if you go on vacation and you have extra stuff you need to mail home, you just literally drop it off at the reception.
Oh, that's cool.
I was like, that's so smart. She
So
just
smart.
invented it and now she sells it. Like all she did was say, I'll print your name on these envelopes
That are super
and
strong.
prepay the shipping. But it's the same type of envelope you would get
Yeah.
from Amazon, that kind you kind of have to tear open. That's
Yeah.
plasticky. Yeah, brilliant.
Brilliant.
So smart. All right. I'm ready.
Alright. Now it's time for
10K
10K.
day. It's a 10K dollar day. Imaginary travel and a laugh or two.
As we tell you all the crazy things we wanna do,
We buy top drawer.
but we don't really pay.
So say what's your happy and you'll be our bae.
Alright, it's time for that magic word. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Joy Gann. I sing, I'm a voice teacher from Largo, Florida, and the word is cashmere.
All right.
Was she on a plane? Are you on a
I know.
plane, Joy? Like, where are you on a private plane? Like trotting back from somewhere very fancy. I need to know everything. And it was so relaxed. It was like, "Hi, I'm Joy on my private plane." And oh, I just thought I'd touch my sweater. The word is cashmere.
That's so funny. Oh gosh. Yes, I hope that that's the life you're living, Joy, because we're about to live it too. I have a feeling.
Oh boy, here
All
we
right,
go.
Lou, where are we going?
Well, it's where you thought we were going to go with the word cashmere, Gatineau, Canada.
I thought that.
I thought you would.
Wait,
And
what's it called?
the name of the city is Gatineau. It is
Okay.
in southwest Quebec, and I believe it's either across the river or across the street or real near or in
Yeah.
Ottawa.
Okay.
Like
I've never heard of it.
the hotel we're staying in is the Westin Ottawa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
So
cool. All right.
so we're staying at the Westin Ottawa. Uh I got the executive suite. It was kind of I had to jump around a lot of days to figure out how expensive that executive suite was going to be. So
Yeah.
ultimately I just guessed based on the other rooms that they were selling.
Sure.
So for the executive suite, which is lovely, there is nothing crazy themed about this hotel. There's nothing with like extra amenities we've never heard of because we're so jaded now in our 10K days, right? So like it's a beautiful hotel, but there's no like waterfall in our room or
Right.
anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's going to be 600 a night for the executive suite. We got two of those suites for two
Okay.
nights. Our bill's already at $2,400.
Whoa. Okay.
Here we go. Okay, so we're gonna go to breakfast at Alo Mon Coco, which I literally just picked because the name of the restaurant was Alo Mon Coco.
That's cool.
And the website is actually Alo Mon Coco Gatineau, because Gatineau is the name of the city. And I
Aw.
just kept saying that over and over in my room, going,
That's really
Alo
cute.
Mon Coco Gatineau. So Alo Mon Coco means hello, my coconut. That's the name of the
Aw.
restaurant.
That's
And
so
I
cute.
know. And I was like checking my French. I was like, but what does that mean? That can't mean hello, my coconut. So I
Yeah.
looked up coco just to be sure in French.
Okay. Yeah,
There
yeah,
are
yeah.
four definitions. So allo mon coco could mean any of these.
Okay.
Hello, my coconut. Hello, my strange character. Like you would say, you're such a coconut. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
hello,
yeah.
my
I get it.
coconut. Then
Yeah.
there's a term of endearment. Like people will say, oh, you're mon petit coco. Like,
Oh,
oh, you're
that's
my little
cute.
coconut. Little kids in France, I guess, sometimes call eggs coconuts. Like they'll say,
Okay.
like it's a kid term for an egg, cocoa.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And then the last definition is a communist.
What?
I know, so random.
That's
I don't know how that
so
happened.
random.
Yeah. So I'm hoping it means communist because that's funny. I'm sure it actually means coconut.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
or the term of endearment, but we're going
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
Alo Mon Coco. They have
Love
lots
it.
of delicious breakfast food. They have all the normal breakfast food. They've got the Benedicts. They have waffles with like tons of toppings. They have a menu of grilled cheese, one that has
Love
scrambled
it.
eggs and avocado that I think I would order.
Yeah.
So you and I are going to do our favorite move, which is to order
Okay.
3 or 4 things for the table.
Yes, absolutely.
They also have a mimosa menu.
Oh, yeah.
Well, our breakfast just got up to $135.
For
Well,
breakfast.
because I ordered like a lot of things
No, yeah, no, it makes total sense.
and 2 mimosas each.
Yeah, no judgment here. Like that's
And I
what's
assumed that they would do like a never ending mimosa pitcher for $45. So I also made that up in my head.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
those are the kind of places I want to go. Okay. So the next place we're going to go, or the first place after breakfast, is the Canadian Museum of History, which is right there in Gatineau.
Okay.
And it has lots of First Nation history.
Okay.
Do you know what that term is? Because I had to look it up.
Uh no.
Yeah. First Nation is a term used to describe Aboriginal peoples of Canada who are neither Métis nor Inuit. We grew up calling them Indians.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and it's specifically, I believe, because I tried to look this up here and there, but I believe it's specifically for like these tribes that that come from Canada. Like we in America, there's not a lot of First Nation tribes, I think. Most
Okay.
of the North. I could be wrong about that. And there are a lot of people who know that's very, very subtle, like because people are trying to figure out what they want to be called, right? So
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
we're all in trying to learn that. So
Yeah.
that's what I have so far. Canadian Museum of History admission is $16 each, so it's only $32 for both of us to go.
Oh, that's not bad.
Then it's time to go to lunch at a restaurant I found in Gatineau called Dinty's.
Oh, it's your like mom's name.
It's my mom's name. I've never in my life
Man, all
seen.
these restaurants are like such cool names.
I know. So I sent that to my mom actually yesterday. I was like, look, there's a restaurant called Dinty's.
Is it
Uh,
spelled the same and
it's
everything?
spelled the same. Yeah, yeah.
That's so cute.
And it's Greek food. Like, sure.
Oh, that's so funny.
So we're gonna go there and have lunch and
Of course.
hopefully get a
Take a
shirt.
picture by the
Yeah, yeah,
sign.
yeah. All the things. Okay. Are you wondering why we are in Canada after
Yes,
getting the word
because
cashmere?
cashmere, yes.
Okay. Go with me on this journey.
Okay.
Cashmere is wool produced by
Yes.
the cashmere goat.
Yes.
Kashmir goat. Cashmere KASH. Oh, KASHMIR is my favorite Led Zeppelin song.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so random.
It's not that random. It's a great song.
No, I'm sure it's a great song. It's just
Da-da-da-da,
so
da-da-da,
yeah.
da-da-da. Okay, anyway. So in September in
Yeah.
Gatineau at the
Yeah.
Gatineau Casino,
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin Symphonic is playing, which is
Oh,
literally like an entire orchestra and
plain.
singers and everything doing Led Zeppelin. And I was like, we are going.
That's so funny.
Yeah. The tickets are about $197 each.
Wow.
And it's one of those, I looked up the website of this Led Zeppelin thing, and it's basically, we have friends that do this, right? Where they'll have a
Yeah.
band, like a Queen band or something, and you have front singers from West End or Broadway,
Sure.
and then like a really great band or whatever,
Yeah.
and they just kind of wail.
Yeah.
It's that kind of band. And
Okay.
I am willing to go see it. So we're going to pay $400 to go see that. Now, don't forget, this is in September, right?
Right.
One of us, whomever this fits, is also getting a Led Zeppelin North American tour from 1977 t-shirt. It's vintage. I found it
Wow.
on eBay, and I'm not sure what size it is, but it was $1,200.
Oh my
I know, because it's
gosh.
vintage 1977. Who knew? So
I
not
feel
sure.
like you can have that. You could even put it in a shadow box. Like, I don't know if you'd ever want to wear it.
I don't know. One of us is wearing it to this 10K day because that's how we roll.
That's true. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's crazy.
That's in September, which we're going
Okay.
to Gatineau in September. And also in September. So listen, y'all, if you want to make your plans for this trip now, because from August 31st to September 4th in Gatineau, also Hot Air Balloon Festival,
Oh, that's cool.
right?
And
it's
that's like
on-
one of your bucket list things.
I've always wanted to be in a hot air.
Yeah.
Have you ever?
No, I've never done it. I remember when we went to Sweden, I was trying to look up a place to see if they would do it and like surprise you for your birthday.
Really?
Yeah, but there was no
It
like
didn't happen.
places. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll have to wait
Yeah.
till we go to New Mexico or Gatineau, Canada.
Gatineau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Get to know Canada.
Let's get to know Gatineau.
You know?
You know? Okay. So it's the Hot Air Balloon Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked up how much does it cost to buy a hot air balloon?
Oh, okay. I'm interested.
Not available in our budget.
Sure.
They said it's basically, you should think of it as a car. And I was like, what? Because it has an engine and it has
Oh.
all of these things to maintain. And so the cheapest balloons I was able to find are sport balloons, and they are $18,000.
Whoa.
When you're looking at the big ones that say like Remax on them,
Yeah.
like those giant ones,
Yeah.
those can be up to $100,000.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
it's a
if
lot.
it's a different shape, forget about it.
Shape.
Sometimes they'll look like octopuses.
I think it's octopi.
I think so too, but I also think maybe I've been corrected on it because people who are really, really into words, there's something to do with it having a Greek stem or a Latin stem, and if one of them is Greek or Latin, you make it pi if it's plural, but if it's from the root is from a different language, you use the es. I'm telling you,
Oh, rules.
it gets intense over there
Yeah.
in the grammar pool.
Yeah, but I didn't know there was shapes.
Probably because you've never been around rich hot air balloons before. You've
Very
only been
true.
around poor hot air balloons. So instead of buying a hot air balloon,
Yeah.
I bought a remote control hot air balloon so you can't ride in it.
Okay.
Here's 2 facts about it. It is called, it's an unmanned hot air balloon, remotely controlled. It can be used for aerial photography and advertising.
Got it. Okay.
The other fact I have about this balloon is it literally comes from madeinchina.com.
Oh,
So we'll
okay.
see how this goes.
Sure.
My idea for this balloon is to send it out with all the other balloons.
Uh-huh.
We're going to tape our big heads from Fathead because we
Got
have
'em.
like these big head cutouts
Yeah.
of you and me, our faces.
Yeah, they're in here.
And I got a Chromebook. Oh, you literally have it with you. A big head.
There's me. And there's you.
Oh, so attractive. So attractive. So then I got a Chromebook because there are those really cheap laptops like I use right now. Hey, what's up? To record. Shout out to Chromebooks, I guess. And you can get them very cheap, like $250, right? Some of them are even under 200. So I
Yeah.
just got a cheap one for $250. That is
Okay.
going to be playing our 10K like press reels over and over again.
Oh, that's cute. Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to make it fly up and then just drop it down and wait like 4 minutes, let that reel
Yeah.
play, pick it up again, drop it down in another group of people.
Cute.
Let that reel play. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's cute.
It's a mobile
Now, is it like
advertising
a
balloon.
drone type thing? Because if it gets too far away from you, how do you see what it's doing, where it's going?
Yeah, we might have to run after it. I'm not quite
Okay.
sure what
That's
the
what
answer
I'm
to
wondering.
that is. I mean, it is expensive. It's $5,200.
So maybe, and it says aerial photography,
It,
so maybe it does have a camera.
I think it is fancy, not cheap.
Yeah, I
So,
agree.
yeah. Okay, so that's our little advertising 10K balloon.
Okay.
And now it's time for dinner. Oh, I'm ready for this dinner.
Okay.
It's a place called Mul, I think, a Caquelon. And it is Swiss-inspired cuisine.
Oh.
They do raclettes, cheese fondues, and Chinese fondue. I was like, what is Chinese fondue?
Yeah, what is that?
It is meat fondue. It's meat that is cooked for 1 to 2 minutes by dipping in hot broth or oil.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Okay.
Switzerland's classic Christmas and New Year's meal. And I totally understand why they call it Chinese fondue because that's basically Chinese hot pot.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they do Chinese fondues, raclettes, cheese fondue. I love fondue and I never
I
have
do
it.
too. I never do either.
Like ever.
Yeah.
Ever. And I love it so much. So we're going to go there and eat so much cheese.
Cool.
Like we're going to dip things in cheese. They're going to melt a cheese and pour it on stuff for us. There's just so much cheese at this place.
Well, that's
And
amazing.
yeah, and the only thing about fondue is it's always way more expensive than you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
Because you're like bread and cheese, right?
Sure.
No. So our two selves having dinner is $250.
Whoa.
which is not far off if you go to that melting pot. I'm telling you,
It's
it's
very true, but
expensive.
I think that it's because they have to be so careful with, like, the oil and switching it out because it would be easy to get food poisoning because of the raw meat.
I think every restaurant has to do that.
You're right.
Hopefully. I think they can just I think they
That's
can
true.
charge it because there's not a lot of fondue restaurants out there.
Yeah, that's a better
And then people are like,
reason.
"Fondue, I like to dip things."
Yep,
I just wanna eat that bread dipped in the
I
cheese.
know.
It's
I
so
also like the
good.
chocolate one too.
I like it, but not as much as the cheese.
It's true, the cheese is the best.
And that brings
100%.
my total to $9,917.
All right.
Allison, ask me what my happy is.
Hey, Lou, what's your happy today?
Well, I just went through some of our old reviews, and they're so cool to see. It just makes me so happy. It also makes me happy when people reach out and tell us how they're listening to the podcast. Like, we just got this message from Alan in New York saying that his wife listens to the Daily Happy while she's in the shower. That's cool to know.
That is cool to know.
Yeah, so listen, everybody, why don't you just reach out and leave us a review or just say hi? It makes us so happy.
All right, so that's what Lulu would do with $10,000 in.
The place where you can hear the song Cashmere, Gatineau, Canada.
Yeah. But here's what we would do if we had $10,000 to give away. All right. So I found it's literally called the Cashmere Foundation. Listen to what this foundation does. It's so cool. So Rachel Elks is the founder and executive director of the Cashmere Foundation. And what she did while she was going through treatment of her own for an eating disorder, she started having this idea about like bringing mobile spas to patients in hospitals.
Oh,
So
wow.
she created the Cashmere Foundation. So what they do is they have these mobile spas that go out and they have certified therapists that do massages, aromatherapy, meditation, mani and petty, like you name it. And it's post-treatment care, it's in the hospital treatment care, and it's 100% free of charge to all patients. Isn't that
I love
cool?
it. Yes, that's
I know.
awesome.
I know. So check them out again, cashmerefoundation.org.
Love that. I
What do you got?
found the Cashmere Food Bank, and
Oh,
it's
that's cool.
located in Cashmere, Washington.
I didn't even know that was a place.
Yeah, well, everybody from Cashmere, Washington just got real mad that I went to Canada instead. They were like, "Well, we knew. We saw the Cashmere episode and got really excited. Didn't come here." So food banks are close to my heart because during the pandemic, I sure used one, and so I love the fact that they exist. This one currently distributes about 60 large boxes of food every 2 weeks to families, and they rely on donations. So if you can help out this one or the food bank in your area, please do.
Yeah, that's awesome. And if you guys have a charity you'd like us to feature or anything really you want to share with us, email us at 10kdollarday@gmail.com. We love hearing from you. We also love to hear your happies. We have a Facebook group that a lot of people will post their happies. I love when even some of the moms just post a picture of their kid and they're like, my kid's going to college. It's my happy. And I was like, I love it. So check us out. That's 10K Dollar Baes, BAES. So now we're going to share our happies with you. My happy is this has never happened to me before.
Oh,
I got this check in the mail and I was like, what's this for? It's a reimbursement check from the state of Florida. It's real, you guys. So, what happened was a while ago, I had to go and update my driver's license. It was like that time. Well, they made me pay for it, which I thought was normal. Apparently not. It says the fee that I'm getting back, it was paid in error. I have a full case fund. So it was for a refund for my driver's license payment. It's $150.
that's giant.
I know. And I don't even remember if that was the amount that I paid, but yeah, got a check. Woohoo! That's my
That's
happy
awesome.
today.
That's a great
Surprise
happy.
money. Yeah.
Okay, my happy is that I went to the Art Institute of Chicago, which is
Yes.
an amazing art museum. And as I was getting into the elevator, I ran into three friends from Orlando.
No, you didn't.
Oh, full on. And I had a mask on. So I look at this woman and I go, hello. Because like that minute where you're like, I know this face.
Yeah.
We're out of context. My
Yeah.
brain's not putting it together fast enough, but I want to tell this person I know them, which is also a problem for me because I mix up minor celebrities with friends of mine. Because I'll be like, I know your face. Let me just say hi while I put together how you're a guest star on General Hospital. Like it just doesn't work out well.
That's amazing.
So luckily I did know these people. It was Katrina Johnson, Shannon Haddock, and their mom. I know all three of them. We have sung together for years and years and years in the Encore concert series in Orlando. They were the last people that
Yeah.
I would have expected to be coming out of an elevator at the Chicago Art Museum.
That's crazy.
So it was a really fun run-in. I love that
That's
so
awesome.
much. Plus honestly, that museum is like crazy good.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, I could go into it, but it would be reverse of the other game, and you wouldn't play it that well. I'd be like, the
Mm.
one where there's a woman, she's kind of out of focus. She's got a red hat on. She's wearing blue. Yeah, nothing. See? Yeah, not as fun
Mary
this way.
Poppins?
You are practically perfect in every way, Allison.
All right, now it's time for Mail Time with Lou.
It's so weird.
I know. One day I'm going to actually surprise you and have like a full intro to that.
I can't wait. We have a lot of cool correspondence with Erin in Texas. You probably saw the story about Abby, her daughter, that came out in the newsletter this last
Yes.
week. That's right. We're using the newsletter for news. But just in case you didn't know, one of our bays, our youngest bays, is going to Italy to represent the United States in the Tricolore Youth Sports Extravaganza.
Yeah.
And they just need, they're raising some money to get there. So the
Yep.
link is on the show notes. The link is definitely in the newsletter until they stop the campaign, which I think is up until the end of this month. But if you can help out a bay, we'd love it. Just check that out. We also have some people who've been saying hi on Instagram. It's my favorite. So I just want to say hi real fast. I'm just going to pick 4. I know. Everyone has really been taking this to heart. We have a lot of people liking things now. So I'm just going to say a quick hi to 4 people. We've got Rosemary Nickel. Hi, Rosemary Nickel.
Hi.
I'm going to say a hi to Sprinkle MC. Because that's fun.
Hey,
I don't even,
that is fun.
I like Sprinkle MC. I like 40 Drinks.
Yeah, 40
40
drinks.
Drinks commenting on a thing. That's really cool. And I'm going to give a Kindred Spirit group who says love cupping, because I put a picture of myself with all these bruises,
Yeah.
cupping bruises. Kindred Spirit group says love it. And we trust Lori. That's
Yes.
Lori. Kindred over there, we trust her completely with our bodies and our health. So I'm glad that was approved. That's our listener mail.
Yeah. All right. Now it's time for our last segment of the show. It's time for
10K Roleplay.
Are you ready?
yes.
Okay. Allison,
Yeah.
you are the inventor. You've just had a runway show. It's Fashion Week,
Oh,
by the way. The
okay.
inventor of clothing that many say is non-functional,
Mm,
like the Cashmere bathing suit,
right.
which is part of your collection this season.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
However, I don't really want to talk about the controversy,
Oh, okay.
but I do want to ask you some questions about yourself, the designer.
Oh, great. Okay.
So, what is your obsession right now?
So, my obsession right now is actually the new designer wear that I made. It's called Cashmere with Me. And what it is it's actually we're taking cashmere to a whole new level,
Mhm.
and we're taking it and we're actually using it to contour your body. So it's actually an underlayer to keep people warm, who don't maybe have a ton of like layers, right? So you could actually contour your body with the cashmere with me and it like sinks into your skin a little bit and it also is color changing.
It
So
sinks
it
into
changes.
your skin?
Yeah, so think of it like oh what's a good thing I'm thinking of? Think of it like like saran wrap.
Uh-huh.
You know, if you were to put saran wrap on your skin, it's clear and it kind
Uh-huh.
of sinks in and you wouldn't be able
Okay.
to see it. Maybe it just looks shiny. Well, this is not that. This is cashmere that you put on and it sinks into your skin
Uh-huh.
with the heat of your body and it
Okay.
changes colors
Oh,
to match your skin tone. So then you can layer on top of it, but it keeps you very, very warm. So you could wear a tank top in the winter
uh-huh.
over the cashmere with me contour bodysuit and still be very warm.
So this is like a thermal body stocking.
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what I should have said.
Show Okay, well, what's on your wish list right now?
Well, my wish list is for a new factory. So, what
Oh.
happened was I wasn't aware that as you try to thin cashmere, it becomes very flammable. So, as we did that in our old factory, a fire broke out and the entire thing exploded. Now, don't worry, we had plenty of time to escape. No one was harmed. We got it was actually like one of those movies where you're running and it blows up behind you, but
Oh,
everyone got out.
dramatic.
And the footage is very dramatic, actually. In fact, Sony reached out and wanted to use it for one of their next action films. But my wish list is for a new factory because right now we're just working out of my laundry room. And so for 65 people in the laundry room of my house, which, you know, isn't small by any means, but it's also not a factory. It's kind of hard. I also only have 3 bathrooms. So, you know, when people take breaks, it's really hard, you know. So it's a difficult situation right now, but we're making it work.
Okay.
Mhm.
What would you do with $10,000 if you had to spend it in one day?
Ooh. Well, I mean, I always tend to want to put it back into my work. So I love creating things, right? So I know we're not talking about the cashmere swimsuits that I created, but we're supposed to be talking about me. But you know what? It's an extension of myself. So what I would want to do with that is put it into the new bathing suit I have. The idea I have about it's removable soft cups in the bathing suit cups.
Okay.
So, what that means is you can either choose padding or not choose padding, but it's
Okay.
not that padding with the little slits on the side that you have to pull them out.
Yeah.
And then what do you do with them after? How do you get them back in? Right. These are like removable cups that are so easily to remove, so easily to put back in. You won't even believe it. It's almost like magic. It's a magical cup removal
Yeah.
system.
Yeah. Yeah. I can tell that
And
you're
I
not
would
even going to tell us how that works because it's just magic.
it's very close to magic. And I also don't want to
Okay.
give my idea
No, of
away.
course. I would never
I
ask
know
you to
like
do that.
millions of people listen to this, including my competition.
Mm,
So,
right.
yeah.
We're very popular with not.
Yeah.
Not
Competition is fierce too. Cashmerely, oh, they're always against me.
barely. Okay. How would you give $10,000 away?
Oh, well, that's easy. So there is a local charity right down the street from me, and they clothe all of the homeless in our area and they give them all types of clothing, but they don't have a lot of the you know, cashmere stuff, which actually is warmer than wool, I'll have you know. I don't know if that's known. It's also hypoallergenic. So I would start a charity where we could not start a charity, but give to this charity so that they could have warm clothing because where we live is one of the coldest places in the USA. So it gets really cold. So I would give that $10,000 in order to make sure that maybe all of the shelters around here have the cashmere with me bodysuits.
Okay. And what is your happy?
Well, My happy is that my swimwear was actually just featured on, the Today Show. And
Ooh.
yeah, it's the first time that somebody actually let us do a live, like, daytime TV show. A lot we're made fun of a lot on SNL, but that's a little different. So this was the first time I think it was kind of taken seriously, and so they let us do a little runway show with all of our beach and cashmere, bikinis, and I even created a caftan just for that, you know? So we got a lot of feedback, good feedback from that, and, in a world of skirt and trousers, why not be a cashmere bathing suit? So,
It's perfect. Thank you so much for being here.
you're welcome.
Cashmere bathing
All right, you ready?
suit. Yeah.
Okay, you are a farmer on a cashmere goat farm in Italy.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm ready.
All right, thanks for being here. What's your current obsession?
Oh, my obsession is my ember mug because I have to get up so early. These stupid goats wake up so freaking early. And every morning I have to get up. So at least I have coffee, because it's
Yeah.
just, and then if I don't have coffee, um, it's just terrible. I'm milking the goats. They're bleeding at me because I just can't, grabbing at things that aren't even things that should be milked. And so it's just better for everybody if I'm caffeinated. So thank goodness I have this ember mug.
Oh, that's good. What's on your wish list?
Oh, well, on my wish list is maybe some help. I could use a farmhand,
Oh.
especially one that knows how to run a farm. I used to live in the Midwest, and I thought it would be romantic. I saw that movie, the one in Tuscany, Under the Tuscan Sun. That one,
Oh,
the one
yes, that's a
where
good one.
a single woman moves to Italy. Is that what that's about? Then falls in
I
love.
Sure, sounds
Sure.
like it.
I think so. It's like eat, pray, raise goats. And I was like, that's me. I'm going to move to Italy. I'm going to meet a handsome Italian farmer. We're going to raise lots of kids, pun intended. And so I gave everything up. I used to be a data analyst with a company that has data analysts in my
Uh-huh.
Midwest city. And I gave it all up, and I don't know anything actually about farming. So I just bought a bunch of goats, and we hang out a lot. They do yoga with
Yeah.
me, but I don't
Oh,
really
yeah.
know anything else about farming. I'm not really sure how to get the wool off the goats. No one told me
Oh,
how to
no.
do that.
This took a
So
turn.
yeah, so it's like I just have they all need haircuts at this point. We're just fluffy little goat things, and I don't think I'm doing this that well.
Okay, well, here you go. If you had $10,000 to spend on yourself, what would you
Yeah.
do with it?
Well, at this point, I'm going to need winter clothes. I thought I could make them myself, but like I said, like it's just a harder
Yeah,
process than I thought it was gonna. I don't know what I thought. I don't know if I thought like the goats would come in and just like hand me a sweater, but
yeah,
it's not that easy,
yeah.
So $10,000, man. I tell you what, I could use some scarves, some gloves, some hats, some sweaters, all sorts of stuff that honestly I never thought I'd have to buy again.
Yeah. Well, I know a good, cashmere designer I
Oh,
can hook
that's
you up
true.
with.
That's great because I'm looking for a bikini.
Yeah, that's good. If you had $10,000 to give away, where would you give it?
Oh, these poor little goats. You know what I've noticed?
What?
They just they're poor little fur wool hair.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's just dragging on the ground,
Yeah.
because they just need to be shorn, and it's picking up all sorts of stuff on the bottom of
Yeah.
their like where their fur is, and I
Uh-huh.
feel bad about that. So I would like to find all the other farms that have goats that need to be shorn that are picking up these things. And I would buy all of them a Roomba just so that it can pick up the stuff in advance, and then the goats wouldn't have to deal with that. And ultimately, I wouldn't have to try to comb it out because I want them to be pretty, you know, and
Yeah.
right now, like, it doesn't help if they've just got Legos hanging from their wool. I mean, it's kind of funny and it is very helpful because there's one goat that only gets into the Legos. And that's actually super helpful because I can call him Lego Goat and I can tell him from the other ones. But other than that, I know it's probably uncomfortable. So I'd like them to not have to do that.
So Roombas for all the goats.
Roombas for all the farms with the
And the
goats that
farms
need
with the
to get
goats.
shorn. Uh-huh.
Got it. Got
Yeah.
it. Great.
Yeah, I
Okay,
know.
and
I don't know.
finally, what's on your wish? No.
No,
And
not at
finally,
all.
what's your happy?
I have this one little goat
Okay.
that every time I put on Led Zeppelin, he bleats in time. And let me tell you, until you've heard da 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 da. It's so cute. He's
Yeah, it
so
sounds cute.
cute. Yeah, so he's definitely my happy. I call him my little Zeppelin. He's really cute and he makes me happy every time.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, thanks for being here.
Yeah, I gotta go because I still don't know what I'm doing.
You got to go.
I gotta go.
All right, you guys, that's the end of our podcast. If you liked what you heard, if you had a good time, check us out at 10kdollarday.com/Patreon. That's Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can subscribe to us and help us out in our daily lives as we produce this content. Every little bit helps and we appreciate it. And again, think about those reviews. We love getting reviews too. So check that out as well. All right, here we go. We're going to end this podcast. 10K Dollar Day is produced by 10K Dollar Day LLC. Intro by Stan Collins. The 10K logo by Jacob McAllister. 10K jingle by Rockwell and Rose. The vintage 10K Saturday voiceover is by Charlie Hume. Thanks as always to Buzzsprout. Let's end this podcast how we end it every week with friends like us.
Who needs amenities?